Hello everybody, welcome to Formula Velocity's VTC series, and we are on round 5, I believe it is, and we are here at my least favourite circuit in the world, Laguna Seca. But let's anyway get to it. So this is my pole lap of qualifying, so going down into turn 1, I want to go down into second gear. You could shift down into first, but you risk damaging your engine, which is not good if you're trying to go as fast as possible. Then through turn 2, stay in third gear. I actually miss a bit of the apex here. You really want to go up to the red sausage curb there. And with turn 3, you stick in fourth gear, and I do a much better line there. But I was feeling pretty good around here, even though I said I hate the track. I did quite a bit of preparation. As you can see here through turn 4, you go down 2 gears, get a nice apex, and then going up to turn 5. But I was feeling pretty confident in my pace and abilities, so I was hoping that I would get pole and at least one victory, and that turns out what exactly happened. But as you see there's quite a few tyres back there, but we are, at the moment, we are 3/10 up on our lap at the moment. So the pole time was a 30.1 that we set, which actually was a little bit disappointing because I knew I could easily get into the 29s if I got my head down, but it's racing sometimes, as we're going to really complete the lap here. We did the corkscrew fairly cleanly. We could have gone a little bit faster here and there everywhere, but it was enough for pole position. And I mean, ignore the race positions below. That was just a weird lobby glitch. And sadly, there were only 5 people racing today, which is a bit frustrating. But I mean, if you'll see until the end of the episode, it does help us a bit. So it's going to be lights out and away we go for the first race here. As you can see, we're on pole, but we get immediately jumped by the crews of Cardude, who is racing today. But our main championship rival, GJ Hayden, is not racing. So this is our time to make a load of inroads on him. I mean, he was only 3 points ahead of us, but yeah, it's a bit of a shame him not racing. But as you can see here, at lap 2, or really it's lap 1 because lap 1's formation up, we go down the inside of Cardude on the corkscrew, but we didn't quite get the move to work out. As you can see here, we try and go side by side, but it didn't quite work out the move, even though his cruise is not very good into this final corner, and I sort of just send it down the inside here, just hoping that I would have the acceleration coming out the corner. But that cruise in a straight line is absolutely ridiculous of how quick it is, and you can just see he just gets past straight away. And I don't really learn my lesson, as you can see at the end of the race, not to just like, it's just so quick in a straight line. I have to do it in sector 1, the move. As you can see here, I actually hit the sausage curb, which did make me push him off a little bit, but that was how I took the lead back in the race of race 1, and I never really looked behind me otherwise. You can see here he's really, really close to me, but he doesn't quite have the downforce as we do in the Audi here. But we can see if we're just going to hopefully cut away now. We're on the final lap, and we have the gap of like 10 seconds. At this point, I was just sort of hot lapping. As you see here, I go a little bit deep in the final lap, but I didn't really even realise it was the final lap until I just looked up and was like, oh, final lap. But we won by about 11 seconds, which is pretty big winning margin, but that was race 1 and the championship lead for us. So going into race 2, we're obviously at the back of the field, as we are, it's lights out and away we go, and we are right behind Frisch, but he doesn't get a great start, so we're going to hopefully pass him in the black towel Audi there, and we're right behind our teammate Fish, and we're going to go a little bit around the outside. I didn't really want to pass him or do anything ridiculous. You can see Matato there in the pink cruise getting passed by Cardude. I sensed an opportunity to go down the inside here, and that is us into the podium positions. We're still behind our teammate, who at this point we've been leading the constructors, I think, since day 1. So it's been absolutely really good for the teamwork this season. But you can see here we're gaining quite a lot on Fish by the end of the first lap, really. But we pit because I knew that if there was a caution, pitting early is the best thing possible. And I was hoping maybe for a bit of an undercut. But as you can see here, we've already closed up the pits, like the gap for pitting up to Matato in the pink Chevy. But you can see Cardude actually does get ahead of the both of us. So he was the race leader, obviously, with that really good launch and doing turn 1 nicely, but we're still behind him, which is a little bit annoying. But how it is Potato actually lets us go past. He was a little bit slower on us, so he said that he would let us pass, which is really, really thoughtful and nice of him. But we are 1.2 seconds behind Cardude, but it does get a little bit worse almost because we're actually going to be behind our teammates. So even though we were behind him, we've actually lost a bit of time. So the laps really were really bad actually on my out laps. But as you can see here, we're on the end of lap 7. My teammate tries to have a look near the corkscrew of Cardude, and I'm just going to sit here in the wings hoping for something to happen. And this is where the race sort of unraveled itself, because as you see there, the cars make contact there, and a little bit of Forza glue happens. And you see that I try and go around the outside, and then Fish, my teammate, just is in the middle when he sort of just spins Cardude around. So it's unfortunate there. But even though it wasn't my fault at all, I was on the outside. I let Cardude pass because I wanted a good race, but I misjudged how much I should let him pass completely, and yeah, 1 second gap. And then by the time I wanted to get past Cardude here on lap 12, Fish, my teammate, has already had almost a 2 second gap. As you're going to go down the inside here of Cardude, push him off a little bit. That wasn't my finest move in the world, but you can see he rejoins really, really in a quite a violent way almost. So it's not my cleanest move, but I mean, it is a move. But you can see there, collectively, we both lost about 1.3 seconds to Fish, and that pretty much, I knew then I was not going to catch him up because he was actually pretty fast this race. And you see here, Cardude's straight line speed was so good. He actually nudged us there and nearly spun us out as he hits us again. So that was quite. Again, he hits us, and actually I think he goes past here as we just left out to drive. But you can see we're just losing so much time to my teammate here. But as long as we get the 1-2, that is all that I would really cared about. But as you can see here, I mean, double podium is still pretty good with Potato 76 seconds behind us. The all blacked out car 3, who got second in the first race, actually crashed out. I think he did, or he disconnected. Can't really remember. But you can see here, we're going to go around the outside of Cardude. What a lovely move that was. That was probably one of my better moves this season. And we actually go up into second place, which is pretty good. And you can see here, he's still right on our tail though, and this has only got 2 laps remaining, so I'm going to have to try and stick in front of him. But you can see here, he sort of just tries to force it down the inside there, and this is a weird part of the race. It's just a lot of Forza gluing, where pretty much if you make contact with another car on your side, then it's almost like you two get stuck by some sort of super glue, and then you both either crash or you just lose so much momentum. But you can see here, our teammate Fish has already got a gap almost up to 7 seconds, so he did a really good job this race. But obviously I wasn't being helped because I was being held up by Cardude. But you can see here, this is the last lap. Ignore the penalty time, that was just because of the setting we had to have. But you can see here, we're going to go down the inside of Cardude on the final corner, but it doesn't matter because he's just going to have the acceleration coming out the corner. But you know what, the 3rd place for us, not too bad at all. Pretty happy about that, and we're leading the championship. Anyway, this has been Carbon signing off.